This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can pre-order Kaldheim there right now if you click on my referral link in the description below. Before we jump into our next Kaldheim draft, I'm going to pick up my cat. But I also want to remind you that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store using my referral link if you click on the description below or the logo below on Twitch. And it'll take you to their store. You can get Kaldheim cards there and pretty much everything else too. Alright. It's not the greatest pack ever. Probably just Broken Brow here. Raven Form is a card people I think really overrate. It does deal with everything, which is nice, but you really can't. Well, not non-artifacts or creatures, but it deals with most things. But giving them something is a big deal. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's not premium. Even if it's just a 1/1 bird, it's a big deal. So yeah, I think we go with Broken Brow. I mean, Dwarven Hammer's okay. This dual land's okay. Yeah, so I think we just take Broken Brow here. He's a nice aggressive creature, and that's something you want. Probably Basalt Ravager here. It's going to be good in basically any deck. Doing 2 damage with it is pretty easy most of the time. Yeah, I like it. There is a Clarion Spirit, it's worth noting, which is also quite good. It's not going to be great if we really are red. But it won't be bad either. It won't be that hard to get tokens out of it. But I think Basalt Ravager is close enough, and our first card was red. I think they're very comparable cards. I'm going to go with the Ravager here. Okay, so there's 2 Immersturm Skull Cairns going around, which is interesting. Do we just want Rune of Sustenance? I think maybe we do. It's a nice rune. The lifelink. Lifelink is great. Helping you win races. Red-white also likes auras, if we're actually going to end up there. And I think it's just the best card in this pack anyway. You could maybe make an argument for Skull Cairn. Probably not, though. I think I like the rune a little more. There's a second rune, but there's also a few other cards in here that I think I want a little more. So Squash... It's not amazing if you don't have giants, but we do actually already have one. Squash is a good removal spell. Definitely premium if you have enough giants. Axeguard Cavalry is a nice 2-drop. Giving haste to your stuff is no joke. I think one of these 2 red cards I want a little more than a second Rune of Sustenance. I'm leaning towards Squash. It is removal. We'll probably pick up 1 to 2 more giants, which will make it a little better too. So, okay, well... I think we probably take Bound in Gold here. We had it in our last draft. It's a great removal spell. Deals with almost everything very efficiently. Provoke the Trolls is such a weird card. I kind of like that it's weird because you're like, what's going on here? Like, what in terms of its effect? It's like, okay, it's either a really mediocre removal spell or burn spell or combat trick. And it's not particularly good at any of those things, but it is pretty flexible. So we'll take Bound in Gold here, though. Okay, probably Stalwart Valkyrie. It's a nice little flyer that isn't that hard to set up early, and paying 4 for it isn't the end of the world either. So, yeah. Lichara Mirror Lake's quite good, but yeah. Does feel like Red-White is reasonably open to me, as we continue to see reasonable cards. I think I like Iron Verdict a little more than Fearless Pup. We could consider a Snow-Covered Mountain, but this is one color pair that barely cares about snow, so you can kind of ignore them in red-white. Red has Frostbite, and that's it, at least at lower rarities, and white has nothing below rare that's a snow payoff, so yeah. So we're going to take Iron Verdict here. So this is one of the decks where you can kind of be like, I don't really need snow mana at all, so, if you get a couple Frostbites, it's worth it, and if you still take it in packs, but it does move below in your pick order a little bit compared to like every other color pair where you start taking snowlands over medium cards, but you don't really need to do that here. Don't really need to do it. I'm hoping we can set up the Ravager. Right now, it's not great at being set up. And this color pair also doesn't have Changelings, so that could have been the wrong pick. But I think chances are reasonable that it does 2. I mean, even a 4-mana 4/2 that does 1 isn't bad, but it's not good either. We'll take the Courser. This color pair cares about equipment and auras. We already have 2 auras, so, you know, it's also an efficient enough creature. And this is my preview card, so it's actually required that I take it every time I see it. Just kidding. But, you know. I am glad I got this as a preview card, though. Like a really meat and potatoes key card for limited, as opposed to the card we got last time, which was Volcanic Blast. So we'll take Dwarven Hammer here. It's an artifact, so we like that. We don't, you know, the only payoff we have right now for it is our Courser. Broken Brow in a weird way is a payoff for equipment that boosts power in sort of a roundabout way, because, you know, if this is around, this will be a 6/3. I normally hate auras, but almost all of them in this set are playable. There aren't that many that are great either, which is interesting, but pretty much all of them are playable. Like, all the runes are playable. The only one I think that really isn't, that you play only in an emergency, is Arachniform. I can't really think of any others that you don't play a decent amount of the time. I also can't think of very many that you first pick. So, you know, it's weird the way they designed it in this set. I mean, Bound in Gold I like to first pick. I'm talking about auras you stick on your own creatures. Obviously, Bound in Gold is always good. Or, you know, we haven't actually seen this exact card before, but we've seen similar ones. So I think I like Story Seeker a little more than Shieldmate. You know, Lifelink plus equipment or auras is pretty decent. Shieldmate's not bad either, but I like Story Seeker a little bit more. So, do we want a Battlefield Raptor more than we want a Dwarven Reinforcements? I mean, the Raptor is good if you can start throwing counters or equipment on it. Going wide, though, is something this deck is also interested in. It's also not bad with, like, we have a bunch of Dwarves at this point. Or a decent number. Berserkers, too. Yeah, I think we want Reinforcements a little more. I don't love the Battle Raptor. Hey, VoIP, I mostly don't play Sealed. I used to, because it used to be what you had to play, like during the early release or pre-release. But now that they let you draft, I just don't play Sealed mostly. I enjoy draft so much more. Like, it's not even funny. So we're not like incredible at going wide right now, but we might get there. And Immersturm Raider's okay, and I guess we do need 2 drops. But I guess we'll be able to get a Warhorn Blast if we really want one, probably. I'm just gonna get the Raider here. It's a decent 2-drop. Yeah, 3rd Dracon. I mean, yeah, you're right. Designing it that way is good, but it would be nice if there was like one aura that was like a B- or something. But yeah, or equipment for that matter. I think, well, there are some. The creature token generating ones are pretty good. I don't think this one's especially first pickable, but it's not terrible either. I don't really want any of these cards. Wither Crown's not bad. Okay, man. This card's real good. I've lost to it a couple times in this format, even in the early going. Obviously, we're not in either of its colors, so I'm not sure how interested we are. But, yeah. This is a pretty weak pack for us. This would be the pack 1 pick 1 card for sure here. Way Down's not bad. I mean, for us, though, we're not seeing much. You know, Run Amok's a decent trick. Raven Wings is a decent equipment. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to take Raider's Carve, honestly. It's not amazing, but, well, maybe we want Kai's Onslaught a little more. Yeah, I actually think we want the Onslaught a little bit more. Yeah, we'll take the Onslaught. It's a good trick. That's the other thing. They printed almost all the tricks in this set are decent too, or better. Partly because if you slap Foretell on a trick, it gets to be way better. Okay, well, we were complaining about, you know, not playable cards for us in the last pack, but now we have Showdown of the Scald, which is super good. You know, you are at the mercy of variance a little bit, but most of the time you're going to hit like 2 spells and be able to get some counters out of it, and that's pretty great. You know, we wouldn't mind a Braggart or a Mob or even this Berserker, but so maybe one of those wields. But yeah, we take Showdown of the Scalds for sure. It's very strong. So yeah, we could use some more 2-drops if we're going to be a truly aggressive deck, I'd say. Okay. So the armory is pretty good, and we do have equipment and auras already. So I think I'd probably take it. I wouldn't mind Haggy Mob or Goldmaw Champion, but this is going to be pretty good in our deck. You know, a late game draw 2 effect. We probably want to grab like 1 more equipment to really feel good about it, but yeah. Okay, so I think we're looking at either Raider's Carve or Doomscar Oracle here. Tormentor's Helm's not bad, like, and I would consider it, but I think both of these cards are better. We're not amazing at double spelling. At least not right now. Yeah, I think we go with the Oracle over the vehicle. It is worth noting that Courser decreases the cost of the vehicle, so it does matter. Ooh, yeah, we definitely take Demon Bolt here. Premium removal is premium removal. Doomscar Oracle number 2 isn't the worst, but, you know, Demon Bolt's definitely better. Okay, so I think we take Axeguard Cavalry. We need 2-drops. It's a great one. Warhorn Blast is something we can consider, but I think Axeguard Cavalry is good enough that we'd rather have it. We need some more 2-drops. I mean, we're supposed to be an aggro deck here, so you know, we should not be foretelling quite as much as other people on turn 2. All right, so Frenzied Raider. How much boast do we have right now? 1. Just 1 card with boast as of now. I think that means we should take Frostbite. It kills a lot of creatures in this format. I think it's a little better than Story Seeker. So yeah, I think we'll take Frostbite. This does make us kind of want to value Snowlands a little bit, but we don't have to go crazy. It is good enough without them most of the time. Okay, so speaking of Snowlands, Breakneck Berserker is okay. Snow-Covered Plains could be what we want to pick a little more here. There's also another Raider's Carve. We'd probably go for the creature. Like, it's so late that it's going to be pretty hard to ever get enough permanents for Frostbite to do its thing. in this color pair. Like, it's just not easy. So I think we'll take the Carve here. So Vault Robber does help one fix. We don't really have a reason to be doing that, but it is an okay 2-drop. Probably still take Breakneck Berserker there. All right, we'll just cut red here. My cat. Well, there's another Carve. I don't really think we're playing both, but... Okay, well, I don't hate that Doomscar Oracle came back. Well, I don't hate that that came back either. Man, if we had Boast really going, we'd be having a pretty good time with 2 Frenzied Raiders. Unfortunately, it's not really, you know, clicking in our deck right now. Toski's good, of course, but we don't have any real fixing. So I think we'd probably just take Doomscar Titan. It's pretty good. You know, pumps your whole board when you comes into play. Has haste. You can foretell it. If this Raider came back, there's a good chance another one will, too. So yeah, I think we take Doomscar Titan here. I don't really think... I mean, this is fixing, but it's so slow, and searching up one equipment is just... I don't think I'm that interested. I think I'd rather take, like, another Starnheim Courser. We do have Snowlands here, but yeah, I think we take another Courser. Okay. Shepherd of the Cosmos is pretty good. I think we have enough things for it to reanimate to be interested in it here. Another Frostbite or Warhorn Blast is interesting, but I like having the Shepherd at the top of the curve. Okay, well, we do have a few reasons to want to grab Boast. Main one being Frenzied Raider. I wonder if the other one wheels. It was the best card in that pack anyway, honestly. So I don't really think we want a second Squash. Our deck's just not that good at decreasing its cost. So we'll just take a Goldmaw Champion. Get the Boast going. I don't love Fearless Pup. It's not a terrible place to put equipment or auras, though. Also helps us double spell for cards that care about that. Wouldn't mind the Angel equipment. I keep seeing this and thinking it's another Doomscar Titan. Unfortunately, it's not. We are going to grab this here just for the mana. You know, does slightly increase our chances of Frostbite doing more. But I think we need it. You know, this improving our mana is worth more than a 2-drop. A really replaceable one like Immersturm Raider. That's what I think, anyway. So it would be cool if that Frenzied Raider would wheel... you know, this was in the last pick in that pack. And, you know, at the time, we didn't take it when we first saw it because we only had one card that boasted, but we've picked up some more boasters along the way. So, yeah. Tormentor's Helm, Warhorn Blast. I honestly don't think we're good enough at going wide to really utilize the Blast, unfortunately. It might just be Tormentor's Helm here. I mean, Master's Scald can get back some things. Yeah, maybe that's worth it. I think it probably is. Okay, so this guy did come back, and I think we grab him now. Yeah. Alright, we're going to grab another Alpine Meadow for mana reasons. Slash, maybe we make Frostbite do 3 damage once out of 45 times we cast it. We still only have 2 snow permanents, though. So, right now it's 0 out of that many times. Well, we don't have anything worth splashing off a Glacial Floodplain. We'll take the Warhorn Blast here. We may actually play it. There's some significant trimming to do. Our mana's pretty good. I like that. Okay. Mediocre cards that I probably don't need. I think Immersturm Raider in the end is on the outside. We definitely can cut. I mean, a lot of these have Foretell, so they don't cost as much as it looks. I think we could probably lose at least 1 Breakneck Berserker, and maybe 2, and maybe just all 3. I think probably just all 3. So, Master Skald can get us back Showdown of the Skalds, among other things, and I think that's enough of a reason. I mean, Run Amok, you know, it's a trick. It works in a deck like this, but I don't think it's like a crucial card for this deck by any stretch of the imagination. These Oracles aren't great in the deck. Yeah, I think we probably lose them. Ravager will be good enough. Maybe we lose Warhorn Blast in the end. We're not that good at going wide, so I think that's probably reasonable. That may also mean we want to cut our Titan, although obviously at the top of the curve he is quite impressive. I mean, maybe Shepherd of the Cosmos is more worth cutting. Yeah, I think Courser's worth it. We have enough enchantments and artifacts. They're not immediately obvious because they're all colored, but, well, maybe we don't have as many as I'm thinking because we do have Showdown of the Skalds, Dwarven Hammer, Goldmaw Champion, and Bound in Gold. I think that's enough. That's 4 cards it decreases the cost of. Plus, yeah. So, yeah, we have 1 equipment, Dwarven Hammer. So, I think we're going to cut one of these. They're both nice enough. Maybe we cut Squash, too, actually. Yeah, we don't really need Squash in this deck. Yeah, I don't think we play Squash. We could consider going down to 16. Yeah, the Pup's not great. The only thing I like about the Pup is... I mean, not the only thing, but it's good with Frenzied Raider, and it's good with Dwarven Hammer. It's good with +1, +1 counters. I feel like we have enough ways of utilizing it that I leave it in. So we have 10 white sources and 9 red sources. Which is good, I think. The question is whether I can also cut a land. I don't really think we do. I think we cut one of these before we cut a land. Although, awkwardly, once I cut one of these, we don't need the land nearly as much. Yeah, so maybe I just go with a land. I mean, our curve is quite low. We have these top curve cards, but both of them are basically never going to cost 6. So I think we probably cut a land. It's just a question of which one. So we've got 10 white mana and 9 red mana. We need double... Well, I don't really need double of either of them. Because these both foretell for only 1 colored mana. Yeah, having Frostbite early, that might be enough of a reason. Yeah. That gives us 9. Still gives us, yeah, 9, 8, 9 and 9? Yeah, our mana's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. See how we do here. Deck seems pretty good. Maybe our best deck of the day. Okay, well, I think we can keep this. I mean, you know, more spells would be good, but early creature plus Showdown of the Scalds and all this seems pretty reasonable to me. Doesn't feel like we cut a land. Alright, so we're going to go Frenzied Raider, Courser, Showdown of the Scalds. That seems pretty good. We're just going to take 2 here. Well, these little lifelinkers are going to be obnoxious. I could just attack here and plan on using the Onslaught to take one of them down. Because I don't think I'm planning on blocking. That's not a terrible plan. I mean, it is kind of nice going a little wider ahead of Showdown, but I think that's okay. Alright, yeah, so we can go ahead and use Onslaught here. You don't even get to gain the life. It may actually be better to hold on to Showdown until later in the game as well. That's something to consider, certainly. Well, especially if they're going to kill our Frenzied Raider. Yeah, so let's go ahead and play our Courser here. Ooh. So I can play a second one and then Showdown of the Scalds only costs 2 mana. So yeah, I think we're going to cast it next turn. We're going to play our second Courser here. I think I'm going to put... maybe I just do it now. Yeah, let's just do it now. Oh my god. Oh, we can't even play the one non-spell we hit. How about that? My god. Well, we do still get the trigger. Oh, actually we can, can't we? I'm just dumb. Yeah. So, I think we're going to go ahead and block Stalwart Valkyrie here. Yeah. Let's play one of these lands. And then Shepherd of the Cosmos. It wasn't quite as potent as you would like your Showdown of the Scalds to be, but you know, 4 mana for a card and a counter isn't terrible. 2 cards, really, because we played a land off of it, too. Huh. We're also not done putting counters on things, it should be noted. We get 1 more turn to do it. We just can't do it with the stuff we had in our graveyard. Alright, so I think... no, we're going to take it. Because we'll be able to make our Raider big enough to finally tangle with the Story Seekers. We did only draw 1 more spell. But I do think we use it. Put the counter here. Attack them in the air. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and Demon Bolt. Well, first I'm going to attack with my Courser. And then we'll Demon Bolt that Braggart. I guess I could wait until they dump mana into it, but that also risks them using a trick or something, so probably not worth waiting. So it feels like we're in good position, but they have a ton of life still, and we do not. I love that they're putting it on our stuff just because their 2 creatures already have lifelink, so there's no reason not to. Okay. Well, I think we attack with both now and plan on trading with our second Raider. Well, looks like we're both flooding out. That's a rough draw in this board state. Ooh, that'll be good. Next turn we can use it to draw 2 cards. Yeah, it's pretty much all of my lands. Lifelink looks pretty good. Yeah, so this is what we get. We get both of these. Alright, so I think I can attack with both here. I guess if I play and equip the hammer, I force them to block, and I can also put the rune on it. Maybe that's just better here than making the creature. If I just play Dwarven Hammer, equip it, put the rune on it. Oh, I can't put the rune on it too, unfortunately. But it will force them to block, so I think we do it. We're gonna decline. We're gonna put this here. Doesn't completely force the block, I guess. Well, it does if they block like that. Pretty good hand. We didn't get to grow our Frenzied Raiders. Well, we actually did put a counter on one, but it wasn't a result of boasting. This time we can actually boast. Yeah, I love those. I love those dual lands. I was excited when we saw the first one and was praying that it was cycle, and I was really happy once it was. I love utility lands. They're just great in formats. I mean, it's a little thing. I don't know why I have such a love of them, but they are pretty good. So if we can like Frostbite a blocker out of the way here, no, they're not going to let me boast, but we do at least get a token. Ooh, so I think we're going to hold on to that for now. Yeah. So we're just going to attack them for 3 here, and then suspend both cards. Suspend. Foretell both cards we have in our hand. That can be foretold. So... okay. Well, I'm leaning towards Showdown here. And then I can use Iron Verdict to kill the blocker. But I could also just play Doomscar Titan and attack with Raider and the Titan. Yeah, I think I like that a little more. I don't really want to give up the bird token, so... Frostbite doesn't do 3, unfortunately. We only have 1 snow-covered land. I wish it did 3. Okay, so now we're going to Showdown. Play a mountain off of the Showdown. Yeah, then we're going to attack with everything and then use Iron Verdict. Oh no, it has to be tapped. I'm glad I read that. I think we will attack with the Ravens, though, and then Frostbite the that Raven. Yeah. You cannot foretell them from exile, unfortunately. Because foretell specifically says from your hand. Okay, so they decided not to play anything because they're worried about me just being able to kill them with the Demon Bolt. So that's why they did that. At least partly why. So I think I'm going to put Rune of Sustenance on my Raider. We're going to put a counter on the Raider. They may have something here to stop this from happening. Yeah, okay, they do. Sure. Well, in that case, yeah, I guess we're gonna play the Valkyrie. So they did a pretty good job there of negating our Showdown's advantage. That's for sure. I mean, you know, they did have to spend 6 mana and all that, but... Alright, so we play our Raider. Put a counter on our Valkyrie. Attack them with our Valkyrie, and I'm sure they block it with their Augury Raven. Can't imagine they go to 2 here. Yeah. Okay. Don't mind the tempo hit there because we come out ahead in terms of cards. Okay, so we just attack with both. Yeah. Okay, so we will... that was actually... I mean... Yeah, I probably shouldn't have attacked with both. I probably should have held back on the ground creature. Probably a mistake there. Not probably. That was a mistake. So I guess we're going to Iron Verdict this Hulk. Grab another Frostbite. Which is going to kill my Story Seeker. So this isn't good. I mean, they're making the game go long, and that's only going to favor them, at least most likely. Yeah. Definitely favoring them. Ouch. Okay. Showdown of the Scalds, so far... hasn't done a whole lot of work for us. Yeah, if only I hadn't attacked with that ground creature, I could have just waited for them to attack with the Hulk. I mean, it kind of looks like given what they have, it wouldn't have mattered too much. Interesting. Very interesting. That's actually a pretty good draw if they let us resolve it. Because we can get back our Showdown and cast it. It's also a big creature, so... Lifelink is nice, but Showdown is better. And we'll exile Story Seeker. Really? With this many lands in play, I revealed 4 off the top. Oh my god. Okay. We do still get the other part of the card, which is nice, so... Yeah, we'll put it on the top. It's not great news for us, though. We can use it to get back Binding Gold, which is nice, I guess. Well, yeah. So we go Master Scald. So, unfortunately, no matter what I do, they'll be able to put a land... They'll be able to bounce something. Well, we're dead. I mean, we can't afford to get showdown. We have to turn off one of these creatures because they're just going to bounce our creature. I don't know that there's any way we can make it, because if we play Bound in Gold, they'll just bounce it. Although, yeah, I think Bound in Gold makes the most sense. Yeah. All right, they may be able to finish us off here. Or maybe not. So I think we need the rune more. Mostly because I really need to play something else. Yeah, I think the rune is better here, sadly. Lifelink is important. Ooh, okay. So, we're gonna attack here. Or, never mind, we just played it. So, so I won't be attacking there. Oh my god. That pretty much sums things up, doesn't it? Oh, man. Yeah. So far, I'd say this format... I saw some people say this format doesn't have that many bombs, but I feel like there's lots of back-breaking rares and mythics in this format. I thought it had a lot of bombs when I did my set review, so... but I've seen people say, this doesn't have that many bombs in it. And it's like, maybe I just have horrible luck, you know? But I've seen a lot of them. Prismatic Bridge is some cool art. They picked a good art to put on here. This set in general has really... I mean, I'm not huge into the art on Magic cards, but... in this set, it seems to me like it's been really good. Okay. Alright. Shoot. I kind of feel like we need to mulligan. I mean, this hand is just... so slow. Alright, I think we send the Shepherd back. We're a ways away from that mattering. I don't mind drawing a 2-drop there, that's for sure. I mean, we were going to suspend Iron Verdict, but I think adding to our board is better, obviously enough. I think I'd trade for Axguard Cavalry if it attacked me here. I kind of doubt it does, when they have Goldmaw in play. Yeah. Okay. I mean, Arnie is big on this board, and so I think I'm just going to play Arnie. Not going to be doing any attacking right away, but good stats for the board. I mean, if they want to sink their mana into, like, tapping down Arnie, I would be okay with it. You know? I've liked the set so far, Darylin. I think it's cool. I think, I mean, I like the top-down design in general, and then I think so far I've enjoyed the limited format. It's, as you can see from my record, it hasn't all gone my way. But, you know, it's kind of fun sort of figuring out a limited format. I mean, maybe there's something I'm doing. I mean, I have had some bad luck, but there may be things that I'm doing that are incorrect for this format, and that's always interesting to figure out. Is the Raptor just going to attack me? No. Yeah, alright. So they're going to tap down Broken Brow here. I'm going to block the Cavalry. There's a chance they have, nope. They don't have anything, which is good, I think. Good news for us. Okay. Well. I think I'm actually going to play Raider and then suspend Iron Verdict. Suspend. Foretell. I've done that so many times. It's not really worth an attack. I mean, I think making them tap down our Broken Brow is worthwhile. You know, they're taking a tempo hit to do it at least. The annoying thing this time, like last time we had a reasonable block to make. We don't really have one this time because Beskir's Shieldmate will make a token. But, you know. I didn't like Ikoria. I actually think it was the worst set of 2020, but I've seen other people say they like it. I mean, it wasn't just cycling. The other thing that was completely busted, that's not good. Not right now, anyway. The other thing that's completely busted about it, though, is companions. Before they eroded them, companions were ridiculous. So, yeah. Alright, so we're just going to take the hit here. Okay. Well, so X-Guard Armory can find us removal, which is pretty great. I don't think we're going to do it right this second. It's also one of the ones that can actually do it at instant speed, which is nice. Yeah. So we could play... I think we Iron Verdict the Gold Maw champion. We can't really afford to, like, straight up race here, but we are going to attack with our Raiders and play Courser. Yeah, I think Zendikar Rising was the best of 2020. Yeah, it's probably up there. It's certainly up there in terms of one of the best sets for, that's been on Arena. I think Dominaria is the only one that's better. Although Eldraine's kind of in the same neighborhood. Okay, that's actually pretty helpful here. Yeah, so let's put a rune on our Courser. Oh yeah, I could have boasted. I kind of forgot about that. Good call. Right, so we're going to start gaining life back, which is good. Yeah, player Courser. So this Braggart is going to be a problem, obviously enough. Yeah, boasting just to boast definitely should have done. Yeah, Eldraine was 2019. I was just talking about sets that are on, that have been on Arena. I think it goes Dominaria, Eldraine, Zendikar Rising, probably. Top 3. But, you know, a lot of it is obviously enough opinion, so... Alright, so... Is it worth a block here? I think it probably is. We take one and they get a token, but... The reason I want to hold on to the Raider is because we have Arnie in play, basically. That's basically the reason. Oh yeah, Okay, so I think we just attack with both of these here. And yeah, we can use Arnie's ability to make the Raider into a 3/3, so it seems pretty good to me. Which I should have done earlier, but you know. Trying to think here if the best thing for us to do is just leave mana up and use Asgard Armory on our next turn. Because if we do that, we can find removal. We take 5 or so this turn, but I think we can handle that. Yeah. We're going to end our turn there, and we're going to plan on using the Armory to help us. Yeah, the funny thing is, if we boast, every time this gets bigger, the Broken Brow will get bigger too. So, you know, these two kind of feed off each other. So yeah, but we can get Bound in Gold and our Hammer. That's pretty much what we have. Okay, well. So that's what we'll be putting Bind in Gold on. So I think we just let this hit us. Yeah. Drops us to 4, which is a little scary against somebody playing red, admittedly. Alright, so we're going to do this. Going to get Bounding Gold, Dwarven Hammer. So, yeah, we'll Bounding Gold the Braggart. Then we're going to attack with both of these. Could I have just won if I slapped a hammer on one of my creatures? Would have been close. That's lethal if they take it, so yeah. Nice. I think they did the math wrong there. Yeah, I mean, all those dual land, you know, utility lands for each of the color pairs are great. Great's an exaggeration, but they're all pretty good. You want them in your deck every time you're in that color pair, basically. I think we can get away with keeping this thanks to our rune. I think the new Vorinclex is good. I have a whole set review, Dav Hairfer, if you want to know what I think about other cards on my YouTube channel, Nitsahone Magic. But yeah, it's good. I think I gave him a B+. Shutting down sagas is pretty funny. So yeah, they're a Raider here. Then probably Courser. If they kill my Raider, I think I play Valkyrie. Well, they're expensive, but they're... Yeah, there's very little downside, as you're saying. It's just all about the... you get a lot of value out of it. So, I think we attack with our Raider. I highly doubt they block. Their intent probably... Oh, they are going to block, which I'm fine with, but I am a little surprised they did it. Yeah. 6 mana, 6/6 haste, and trample is like a B on its own, so... Well, that's annoying. Well... We're going to play our Valkyrie here. Do we want to slap our rune on it now? I feel like holding on to cheap spells for when we showdown is kind of worthwhile. Okay. Well, we got Angel Warrior, Pegasus, so we're only doing one right now with our Ravager, unfortunately. I don't think I would main deck Disenchants in this format yet. It takes me a lot, though, to want to main deck things. Yeah. So I think we just Demon Bolt this Elf token and attack them. So they're on a 4-turn clock. They do have something that'll give their creatures reach, but they have to play a creature and then pay 3 to equip it. So they're on it under a surprising amount of pressure. If I can get the Courser in play, I can start doing 2 to them with the Ravager. I'm basically holding on to the showdown for, you know, a point where not adding to the board... Like, I think we want to add to the board as much as we can before we play the showdown, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, you know, it's worse the more, you know, lands, the more narrow your board is. Oh, okay. Well, they don't have flying, so I'm not super alarmed about that. So I think we are going to put Rune of Sustenance on our Valkyrie here. Nice. I was kind of hoping we draw land. It was a little risky of a plan, but... So, yeah, then we play another Courser. So, yeah, we can do 2 right now with our Ravager if the 2 Pegasuses are allowed to stay in play. Hello, Karka Toaster. Glad you caught the stream live like you wanted. Ooh. I mean, we can almost just outright kill them now. So, 3, 5, 7. This only does 2 right now. So it's not quite going to get us there. But, yeah. I think it gets us close enough that... Yeah, so we're going to Bounding Gold this. And attack them for 7. Krause, I'm glad you enjoyed Card Kingdom. Thanks for supporting them and me. Okay. Yeah, so attack. So... I don't really see this getting cast normally anytime soon, so I'm just gonna do that. So this can do 2 to them directly, so it's pretty difficult for them to not die short of something amazing. And there are a lot of amazing cards in this format, so... you know, I mean, if that's their plan, then we're in good shape, I would say. Okay, so I think I just attack with everything here. And then we may play Showdown in our second main phase. I guess we could just play it now, but if they take the damage, I think the Ravager is more... It can kill them, not I think. The Ravager will kill them if they can't do something here and not take 1 damage. So I think the attack makes sense here. Okay, well, they're dead anyway, so... Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with the Courser overall since I was impressed during the early access stream, and it's worked pretty well today too. All right, we got to 3 wins at least. We did it. Was that person's name we just played Walter White? Because that's pretty funny. Yep, he did get busted. I'm pretty terrible at looking at people's usernames most of the time. There's a lot to focus on already, you know, between streaming and playing Magic. So we don't have any red mana, but we have a decent enough start that I'm okay with it. Yeah. Yeah, the idea of there not being a sun is an interesting one. It's not something that I think has a basis in Viking mythology. It's actually something that has to do with like the Aristotelian idea of the universe, though, where, you know, the source of all things, you know, that general deity figure. It's not even really a deity, but it's a source of all things. An entity of sorts is what provides all the light in like the Aristotelian idea of the universe, and medieval people actually adopted it too, except it becomes God, you know, the Trinity straight up instead of some sort of vague source of all things. So it's actually a medieval idea, but not really, it's a medieval Christian idea, not really a Norse idea until they convert to Christianity. So it's kind of interesting that they did it. Sorry for that tangent if you weren't interested in all that, but so I think the idea of trading is appealing when you have Shepherd of Cosmos in your hand. Nice. God, I kind of just want to suspend the Shepherd and take a hit here. I think we can afford to do it, because then we can play it next turn and reanimate Story Seeker. Okay, well that guy's kind of big, but... So right now, Ravager's not doing anything too impressive. Well, now it's really not. So this is going to hurt. I can't really do anything to stop this. 6 damage. So I think we probably play the Ravager and kill their Fearless Pup. Hey, they didn't boast. Yeah, so we're going to kill that pup here. Yeah. It also gives us something that can trade with their... Hulk. Probably should have just done that in my second main phase, but having more information ahead of my attack isn't the worst. They could use Run Amok here to save it. I was gonna say, we'd be kind of okay with that, though. Okay. Well, we're gonna attack. I'm not really planning on blocking this thing. With Lifelink on board, we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, I wonder if they're mono red too. Probably aren't, based on the fact that they just passed their turn. Alright, so we're just gonna hard cast Doomscar Titan here. Pulls us ahead in the race, if it's allowed to happen. Looks like it is. Onslaught could help us smash through for the last damage we need. Oh yeah, I do forget Run Amok only works on attacking creatures. So we might just have them here with our Onslaught. I don't think there's anything that costs 2 without... Oh, they do have a Giant in play. So Squash would do it. Yeah, so let's attack. In case things go sideways, I'm actually going to use it on my Story Seeker so I gain life. Alright, yeah, so let's Onslaught on the Story Seeker. That way we hold on to our Titan too, which is the scarier creature. Yeah. I was a little scared to put it on the Titan because I would be really out of luck if they blew up the Titan, but... Hi, Warlock Pelican. Yep, been enjoying the format. This is our first really successful deck of today's stream. They did fix the Glittering Frost bug, I think. I googled that to see, but and it said it was fixed, so... I don't think any of the mechanics so far are better than I expected. I mean, they're all good. They're all pretty good. I have not tried the mobile version. I don't have a good enough cell phone for the mobile version. I think this one's probably a mulligan. So I guess it's not wildly different from our last hand, actually. But it's it's not great. I think we mulligan. Oh, this one's a lot better. I think we probably send back the Onslaught in a creature light hand like this one. Yeah, I mean that last hand. If that last hand was we were going to draw planes, it was the better hand. But the way that hand worked, I think we did the right thing. That's going to make us happy. So the Ravager's only doing 1 right now. So a 2-drop that we can Frostbite would feel pretty good. Yeah, so we're definitely killing that. It's going to feel good too, because it's a card that can take over games if you're not careful. In terms of letting them draw a million cards and things like that. Alright, so we're just going to play Arnie here and hit them. So an X1 would be nice because we can just kill it. Oh, if we draw a land, we can just kill it. Uh-oh, I haven't seen anyone play... Well, I've played one of these before when it was 3 life. I haven't seen anybody... I haven't played against them yet. Alright, so we're definitely playing Frenzied Raider here, attacking and boasting. So we have 2 Berserkers in play now, so the Ravager, yeah. So this time we're going to discard a card. It's not really how our opponent wants to spend their turn, I don't think. We're just going to do it again. Alright, so Basalt Ravager on its own can almost kill them, so... Okay. So we're going to discard Master Scald here. Alright, so this should be game, just with Basalt Ravager. I don't even have to get cute. I can just attack them. I don't even have to boast. In fact, I mean, if I do boast, I win too. I guess that's a little safer. This combo has been good. It's funny, you know, we picked up that Raider really late when we didn't have a whole lot of boast, but we picked up a bunch of it in that last pack. I mean, Broken Brow we had almost... It might have been our first pick, I think. But yeah. So I'm going to try to release a video on what I got wrong. I'm kind of quickly losing motivation for it because I'm so far behind on doing it. Something I might do instead is just do a short write-up about it. So something will happen. I sort of have the list ready, but, you know, finding the time to record it and everything has been challenging between the YouTube channel I already have, the YouTube channel I recently started, and, of course, teaching. Definitely Frostbite Sculptor of Winter. They don't have a Snowland yet, so maybe it wasn't going to get out of control, but, you know. Okay. So, might be worth showdowning next turn, because I can leave up Iron Verdict still, if I do. This would just let hit us. We can't, you know, if we try to block it, they boast. Sometimes it's worth forcing your opponent to boast, but this isn't one of those times. You know, because some of the boast effects are pretty expensive, but that's not really one of them. Well, they did it anyway, so that would really feel bad to force them to there. Okay, so yeah, I think we want to play our showdown here. Not a single land, which is kind of funny. So, I think I'm gonna wait here. We probably go Raider, Firewalker next turn. We're probably going to Iron Verdict this turn. Kind of depends, I guess. So they're playing something that costs 5, which I'm not thrilled about. I could kill the Sculptor now, I guess. Ooh, okay, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, that's a really, really, really good uncommon. Probably the best signpost. Feels like it is, anyway. So, yeah, we're going to kill Battershield Warrior here. That's a pretty good draw. So, I think we want a double spell here for a variety of reasons. Yeah, so let's play... Put a counter there. And, yeah, I guess Gold Maw. Hold on to our Firewalker. Put a counter there. I guess we'll attack in the air. We need to find our Demon Bolt or something to shut down Maya, because Anthem plus creature token generation isn't really something I want to deal with. Not even our Bounding Gold will do anything to it, so... I think we just take 3 here if that's their attack, if that's all they're doing. Yeah. Looks like it is. Gross. Okay, so... Alright, so I'm kind of thinking we're going to go all in on our Courser here and try to outrace them that way. Lifelink will help us do that to some extent. Alright, so then we play Firewalker. We can at least find an answer for the Lindworm using our Armory. Even if we can't find one for Maya. Well, the Courser's in trouble. It has a couple more turns to hit them, but then Fall of the Imposter will kill it. I think we just take 7 if the worm is all that's attacking us. I hope it's all that's attacking us. Yeah, so we'll just take 7. That's what you want to see. Okay. So we're gonna do this. We've been lucky not to draw our hammer ever when we have our armory, because it's our only equipment. So we're gonna bind that in gold. Yeah, she is crazy for an uncommon. In my set review, I said she feels like a rare, and yeah, she definitely does. So, the hammer will actually allow me to save my Courser. Oh, never mind. They get to choose. I was thinking I got to choose between my highest power creatures, but they do. So I could put the hammer on another creature, though. Which isn't too bad. Yeah. I guess potentially putting it on my Courser might be worth it. It's probably not quite enough damage. If I had drawn it that last turn, that would have been sweet, because I would have been able to play and equip it. Yeah, they're just waiting us out here. Okay, well... I'm thinking about attacking with the Firewalker here, just so that I can boast. They also don't have a good block for it, so I think it's probably worth doing. This stupid Fall of the Imposter. I guess I could have attacked with Goldmaw too, but I feel like things were going to go sideways if we took that approach. Alright, so I think playing and equipping Dwarven Hammer to one of these could be our best bet. I could just get the Dwarf and the... Yeah, probably a little better. So we're going to decline and then equip it to our Frenzied Raider. If we do that, this will kill our Raider, and then we can just move the equipment over to the Courser. And we're at enough life here that we might be able to hold on. 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, 16. Kaya's Onslaught kills us no matter how we block. Actually, it doesn't. They could have Warhorn Blast. That also kills us no matter how we block. So it's like, is it even worth blocking? Because if they have either of those cards... I mean, Kaya's Onslaught, less so, but... Yeah, I guess we're gonna block. See if I regret that. Alright. Nice. We wrote, you know, my plan was go for it with Starnheim Courser, and that ended up working out. It's always a risky plan when you go all in on a creature, but our opponent couldn't find an answer. Alright, this will be our last game, one way or another, whether we finish 7-1 or 6 and... Oh, I'm actually only 6-1, so it might not... If we lose, we still have another game, I think. Yeah, that Courser, the lifelink, and the flying, obviously, are what really kept us in the game, plus all the counters we put on it. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have blocked. I mean, you know, that was kind of my instinct, but then I was like, I'm sure there's something I'm not thinking about. But, yeah, if they played something with reach or something there with high enough toughness, it wouldn't have been good. All right, this seems fine. It's a nice aggressive hand. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, trick, removal spell. So... looks pretty good. So yeah, we're just going to take 2 there. So, I think I'll attack with both of these. Okay. I think I just attack with both and use the onslaught. I could just use Demon Bolt, I guess. I could also just attack with Fearless Pup and then suspend 2 cards. Suspend. Foretelling 2 cards seems pretty good on this board. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just going to attack with Fearless Pup here. If they block, I boast. If they don't block, I suspend Foretell 2 cards. Yeah. Okay. Player Doomscar Titan here. Attack with everything. If only I had 1 more white mana. Oh man, they're just taking all that. That scares me a little bit, that they have a way to do lethal to us this turn. They could. Warhorn Blast or something. Might get them there. That won't quite do it, but it makes the race a little more favorable for them. Yeah. Well, do we just bolt the cavalry out of the way and attack them? Probably. Okay. So to get lethal, do I have to use my onslaught? If I use this ability, he'll gain a power. 2 power, so it'll be 5, 9, 10. So I do have to use onslaught if I want to try for lethal here. Looks like we got there. Alright. Yeah, it was dangerous, but I think that was the right call. Alright, well, our first 2 drafts didn't go super great. This last one went pretty well, though. So, you know, I'll take it. Winning more than you lose is always good. First 7-win deck of the format, and it was a pretty sweet little red-white aggro deck.